Hey guys, how's it going? Jared here. Yeah, the allergies are real, but thankfully they're not as terrible as they could be. But anyways, welcome to my little Decks and Dice ramblings of an LGS owner stuff. And I've seen a few creators do stuff here recently with like it's okay to have fun. It can still be fun. Even one that just did something recently where he was like, and I don't know if it was an April Fool's video or not. So if it actually ends up being one, I'm a dumbass. But here it goes. Like, there was one. He said he sat down with his tax person and he noticed that what he was currently doing with his YouTube channel and all that good stuff didn't seem like it was worth it, like monetarily worth it. And his accountant was like, well, his accountant was like, well, all you do is sit here and talk shit about people who are, you know, flipping these things and making money and selling stuff, and they're probably here and you're still here, even though, like, I like his content, he's a great dude and all that good stuff, and everything he says is valid. But, like, he was like, it kind of makes you wonder if there's actually something to using his collection to start making a living off of what his hobby. And there absolutely is. It's fun, fine and dandy to sit here and pick on scalpers and resellers and all that good stuff, and get your internet updates and good feeling points and all that good shit, and try to be like, the white knight or whatever. But at the end of the day, your words aren't going to change what someone like just the first one that came to my mind was Redbeard. Like, if you don't know who he is, look him up. But that's not gonna. Your words aren't gonna change his mind. It's just going to make him laugh and keep him doing what he's doing. And you even mentioning his name, like I just did, is free advertising. So, like, there's a point where you can continue to do this for the fun, the love of the game, and all that good stuff, and that's completely fine. That's viable. If you have no skin in the game whatsoever, no desire to turn it into a side hustle or a side gig or whatever the hell you want to call it, then that's completely fine. Your prerogative. You do you, boo-boo. However, allow me to let you in on something that I've seen and have known since I worked at an LGS for a little bit before starting this one, and I've been running mine for 5 years now. Not to mention, just beforehand, like I said, working at one and just knowing people in the actual community. 90% of everyone who just plays for fun, you also do it for a side hustle. You guys also trade stuff, you also sell stuff, you sell stuff locally, you sell stuff on TCG, you sell stuff on Discord marketplaces, etc., etc. You're not just doing it for the lols and the love of the game, you're doing it for a monetary reason as well, which is fine. That's completely fine. You will find yourself migrating to something similar on a long enough timeline. You got into the game because it was fun, but you also knew that these cards are collectible, they're worth something, and there's a way for you to, recoup your losses, so to speak. You probably wouldn't have jumped into it if there was no way, shape, form, or fashion that you could actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, like, you could actually do something with it, because that's just how we're all pretty much conditioned. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you're only doing something because you love it and there's no other underlying reason to it, you're a fucking unicorn and you probably have never really struggled a day in your life. Okay? I'm just gonna lay that one out there. Um, but yeah, having fun in the TCG hobby world or whatever is, and I hate to use this word because it makes me sound like a hippie or something, but like it's subjective, you know? Your fun as a player is probably playing and trading and maybe, I don't know, getting promo packs or winning a little tournament, getting a special winner card, you know, something like that. Once you start venturing into the other side of the hobby, your joy, your fun will mutate, it'll evolve. You'll There's a chance, I don't want to say it's going to happen, but there's going to be a point where you're going to sit down and you're going to be like, does this really make me happy? Does this really bring me joy just playing, or do I like the trading, the buying, the reselling, the hunt for the cards, as weird as it sounds, like looking at the conditions of the cards, you know, finding really weird, like random jewels inside of bulk, like, you know, do you find the collecting aspect and all that good stuff? Do you like that more than just the playing the game for the fun? You know, fine, but you're gonna hit that crossroad. And as I've said in other videos before, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you going down that avenue. Okay? There's not. Some people will tell you that it's wrong, you're going to be a scalper, you're going to be a dick, and all that. Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on the person doing it. But there's nothing wrong with trying to turn your hobby or whatever into something that can generate you more capital, because we all know that the more capital you have, the less problems you're going to have in a basic bitch type of scenario, right? No one in their right mind is going to say, no, I don't want an extra $3,000 this month. And all I had to do was sit here and sort cards and all that good stuff. You know, like, no one's going to do that. So your fun and enjoyment and all of that will simply migrate to a different form. Thanks, Google. A different form and stuff, you know, and that phone's gonna ring because it's way over there, and we're not even open yet, so yeah, it's Google. Just bear with me. Like I said, your fun's gonna migrate into the monetary side of things. You're gonna be more interested in, how much can I buy this for? How much can I turn around and sell it for? Is it actually meta relevant? You know, will this card become useful in, I don't know, the next rotation? Speculating, you know, oh shit, I haven't seen this card in forever, like, let me grab it. Because, like, I'll do that with dumb stuff that, you know, from my time of playing. You know, if I see, like, a 7th edition or 8th edition foil, I don't care if it's a common, I'll scoop it up just because that's kind of back in my day, you know? That's how I enjoy the hobby now, is through that way, you know, and I've built a business off of enjoying the hobby that way. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you enjoying just being a player either. You know, there's no 100% right and wrong way to enjoy this hobby. I don't care if it's Magic, Pokemon, One Piece, Digimon, Force of Will, Flesh and Blood, you know, whatever game or games you play, there's not really a right or wrong way to enjoy it. It's just eventually, on a long enough timeline, you will reach that fork in the road, okay? And you'll just have to decide what you want to do when you reach that fork in the road, because you're going to take it. And I guess it's really like a trident in the road, you know, 3-path or whatever, because it's continue being a player, start being more serious with trying to make money off of it, or the third path is, man, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore, and just quit, which is also viable, you know? Like, I think the average lifespan of a Magic the Gathering player is 3 years, 4 years, between 2 and 4, something like that. And then, like, you know, they'll come back and stay another 2 years after a 2 or 3 year. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, there's no real right or wrong way to enjoy this, man. You might just, your fork in the road moment might be the realization, like the dude I was talking about, where you sit down and you actually see the black and white numbers, you know, of, well, shit, what I'm currently doing, and this is just him, mind you, is generating some money, but it's not generating what it should, or what I could. And damn, things are really shitty right now. I could really use the extra income. Why aren't I also buying and selling and still talking shit? You know, because just because you would end up being on the vendor side of stuff or whatever doesn't mean you have to perpetuate the slimy vendor stereotype, you know? You can start up something like I did and just be kind of different. You can be the change that you want to see in the community with your own shit, you know? There's no hardcore book of you have to do X, Y, and Z as a vendor or else, you know? You can bend rules, you can make new rules, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, you know, after you kind of figure out that, yeah, some of these rules they're there for a reason, the unspoken rules, you know, they're there for a reason. But, you know, it's your call. Rules are meant to be bent, not broken. As I like to say, I enjoy the gray area of things. But, like, just because you want to migrate over to the monetary side of things doesn't mean you are going to automatically be a douchebag about it, you know? I think a lot of people might have that perception, and I think they're scared that if they do that, then their buddies will have that perception of them and, like, stop talking to them or just be assholes to them or whatever and be like, oh, well, what are you doing today, Scalper? You know, whatever, you know? So, like, fuck that noise, too. But anyways, you guys have a good one. I just wanted to drop a little video about that one and give my no BS opinion about it. But again, most times I'm just screaming into the void anyways because no one really watches the channel too much, and you know, maybe one day my videos will be found and someone will be like, this makes sense, and I'll be done anyways because, well, but you know, here's a record. Anyways, man, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Don't know if it'll be another video this week or whatever. I hate being an ambulance chaser with these kinds of things because honestly I have better shit to do. You know, making videos is great and fun sometimes, but I literally have stacks upon stacks of shit that I have to go through and list and all that good stuff every day. So, you know, like I said, sometimes better shit to do. Who knows if this does take off and the YouTube channel gets monetized and I make more than $20 a month off of ad revenue, might be a different story. But until then, nah. Like I like to say, guys, life is not a dick. You don't have to take it so hard. You're a trash can, not a trash can't. Okay? So just be like Nike and fucking do it. And I'll talk to you guys later.